just being able to go out there and play fast, be on the same page with Jordan, and just let the game come to me. I feel like whenever I got confidence and I'm playing fast, the sky's the limit.
You feel like you're on the same wavelength as Jordan at this point?
Yeah, I feel like we right where we need to be. I'm excited to play for a guy like that, man. Just knowing he can put the ball anywhere. For me, all I gotta do is catch it. So he definitely make my job a lot easier.
After that deep crosser there, I think that 31-yarder, how critical was that? What did you see there, coming up with that play at that moment?
We actually worked at the last practice we had, just scramble drill. Having that mindset, things do go off schedule. You got to be ready. You got to make a move fast, and Jordan had a big emphasis on that, and we worked it in practice. So, for it to come live in the game, I feel like it all came out of just us putting that work in, and it came a lot of that.
How much is your speed important on that particular catch, though?
Yeah.
I mean, you had so much speed early.
Yeah, just definitely, getting the safety to back up a little bit, and for me, just playing fast, like I said, and I felt like he was over the top of me, so I broke my route off, and Jordan gave me a good ball towards the sideline.
LaFleur had talked a lot going into this season how he wanted to allow things to kind of happen organically with like the young guys, you and Savion.
Yeah.
You got a few games under your belt now.
Yeah.
It seems like game by game you're feeling more confident. Do you think you're ready to even have even more of a load, you could say, if the ball's coming your way?
I know I'm capable of anything. And, that's just a mindset I got. It can never be too much on my plate. I got all that confidence in myself, but, man, the most opportunities I get, I'm going to make the most of them, and I'm going to just go from there.
Matthew, the last 2 weeks when the Packers needed to play, like you guys needed to play on offense, Jordan's went your way with the ball. Like, is that the type of guy that you're trying to be on this team? Is when they need to play, they know that they can rely on you on that fourth down and then that third down this game?
Yeah, I definitely would love to be that guy, but it's just obviously, just playing a role, and like I said, whenever your number's called, whatever opportunities you get, you got to make the most of it. And for me, whatever situation I'm put in to make a play with the ball or even a block, I'm going to do my best and I'm going to try to make it.
For a young rookie, I feel like maybe your mind can be like, oh, why am I not getting in the end zone? Is that something that you had to have to forget about a little bit, or
Yeah.
what's the mindset there that
Obviously you want to get in the end zone, but it's nothing better than winning. Obviously, so we came out to win. That's all that matters. For me, I can't. I feel like for me that's a self-esteem. Just saying I want to get in the end zone. Like if we winning, that's all that matters. So I know it's gonna come, and when it do, it's gonna come at the right time.
Is there still a weight on your shoulders, though, that you put on yourself to get in the end zone?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like if anybody that wants to be great, you're gonna put that weight on your shoulders, just knowing that I can make guys miss, I can get in the end zone at any point. And for me, I feel like if I always had that mindset, you just never know what would happen.
Josh mentioned he was pretty under the weather going into this game.
Yeah.
What did you think of just what he gave you guys tonight?
Say it again, my fault.
With Josh,
Yeah.
being a little bit under the weather, and then just what he gave you guys, especially in the second half.
Yeah. He's dominant, man. Like, being around with Josh, when I first got up here, he was the first guy I talked to. I knew he was, one of the most stand-up guys on the team. And, just the way he approaches the game, approaches practice, I see it every day. So, it's nothing crazy that I haven't seen, He definitely played a great game, and, I feel like for him, we can rely on him through anything, and, it shows, so.
That other big catch that you had in the second quarter, I believe, down the left sideline, you had good they were covering you pretty good on that.
Yeah.
What was the key to that? It was a little bit different than the fourth quarter one. Was it simply concentration?
Yeah, just, having that mindset to make the catch, obviously playing receiver. For me, I feel like wherever the ball is, if it's anywhere near I can catch it, I'm going to make the play. So Jordan gave me a good ball, and all I had to do was come down with it.
Could you sense it, though? Are you getting the point where you don't have to necessarily look back at him or read everything? You can kind of feel or sense his own timing, too?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's happened over practice, and, it just translated to the game. So, like I said, he gave me a good ball, and he dropped it right to my outside shoulder. All I had to do was make the catch.
You guys have had a bunch of different kinds of games already through 5. What do you think of just the team you are through 5 games this year?
I definitely feel like we still got a lot more left as an offense. I feel like it's just going to come the more games we play. Obviously we all got to come together and each week, you know, you got to get back to the drawing board, you know, figure out what you did good at, what you did bad at. But for us, you know, I feel like the sky's the limit for our offense, and once we get going, it's going to be good.
Last one from Matthew.
Matthew, are you okay if they keep taking you out as the punt returner and just doing your offense? Like, you know, you get one turn today and then you're done again.
Yeah, no, I want to be on punt return, you know, because I know what I could bring. You know, I know what I could do with the ball in my hands. And obviously it's not easy. You know, I see a lot of people say stuff like, you come do my job then, you know. But, you know, I got that confidence in myself, and, you know I'm capable of anything. I love doing it. You know, Coach Rich does a great job, and, you know, it's definitely a coach that's helped me when I'm back there. So.
Was there stuff that was said that was really made you mad? Is anything that sticks out? Like,
say it again.
You said people say stuff.
Yeah,
like what? Like what would get under your skin?
Like I shouldn't be back there because I'm first round. Like, it doesn't matter, you know. I'm an athlete and I can make plays. So as long as I'm back there, I know I could do something with the ball, and, you know, I got that confidence. So.